Hi and welcome to the Cloud Retriever Basic Phone Operation training video. Here we will be discussing basic phone operations of the desk phones and the cordless phones. You'll notice that we have two desk phones and two cordless phones here so that we can show you the relationships between these devices and how they operate in the clinic. So first off, let's talk about just some basics here. So of course we have our desk phones and we have our cordless phones. You'll notice this cordless phone has a red light illuminated here. That's just to let us know that this device is charging and is not yet full. This device does not have the red light because it has a full battery at this point in time. If I lift the headset or the handset, you'll see that the red light goes away. And if I place it back, you can see that it announces that it's charging and the red light illuminates again. Now let's go over placing a call with these phones. It is always our suggestion to first dial the number and then place the call. For example, if 101 was to dial 102, we would dial 102 and then hit call. And you'll see that it rings the other phone. And let's go ahead and end that call. So you can also open the line and then dial 102. And if you wait just a moment, it'll go ahead and send that call. And again, you can answer and hang up. So those are two different ways that you can dial. Also, you can do the same thing by dialing and then lifting the headset or the handset, and you can lift the handset and then dial. You can do either way, but for the cordless phones, again, we recommend that you would dial 101 and then hit send or the green button there, and you'll see that it calls the other phone. We'll go ahead and end that call. We can now see that we have a missed call registered here on this phone. We'll get to that a little bit more later. Let's go ahead and clear that notification. Other ways to dial are the handset, the speakerphone button, as well as the headset if you have that connected. So now we know the basic ways to make phone calls. Additionally, let's go ahead and call 102. You have the option to mute the call with this button here. You can unmute the call by selecting it as well. But to avoid some noise, we'll go ahead and leave these muted and end the call. But just know that if this light is illuminated, your call is on mute. Now I'll show you how to mute a call from a cordless phone. So we'll dial 101. We'll make that call. This button down here is how you mute that call. This one does not, however, turn red. You'll just see this indicated here that it is on mute on the screen. To unmute, simply click the button again. And now you know how to mute a call on both devices. Now let's discuss holding and parking calls and what that looks like. So again, let's dial 101 from this phone. Also, keep in mind all these operations are the same when dialing to and from landlines as well. Now that we're on a call here, we can hold the call, and you'll hear hold music, letting you know that you've placed the call has been placed on hold. And on the other phone here, you'll see that it has been held as well. To resume that call, you simply click the resume button there, and it will resume that call. Also, we have the ability to park calls. The way that we do that is once you're on a call, you can simply select park, and it puts that call in a parked position. It also plays hold music for the person on park. Additionally, any other phone that has the park ability can answer that call. A cordless phone can also answer a parked call. So for example, we can just dial the park number, in this case 401, hit send, and now we're on that parked call. So that's how we can park and hold. The main difference between parking and holding a call is that parking a call allows for anybody in the facility to answer the call. Holding the call only allows for the device that held the call to resume it. So please keep those differences in mind. Next, let's discuss transferring a call and the different ways that we can transfer. There's blind transfer, semi-attended transfer, and attended transfer. So let's walk through those steps first on the desk phones. For this example, I'm going to make a call from my cell phone. So go ahead and answer that call. Place it on mute for this demonstration. The first style of transfer we're going to discuss is a blind transfer. This is where you're just going to transfer the call and you don't need to speak to who you're transferring it to. You just need to send the call over there. So for this, we're going to hit our transfer button, dial the number that we're going to send it to, and then we're going to hit B transfer. So it'll look like this. Transfer 102, B transfer. You can see that this line has already gotten off the line and this one is ringing here. So go ahead and answer and mute. The next style of transfer we're going to discuss is a semi-attended transfer. That's where we transfer the call, we just wait to hear that it started ringing, and then we can go ahead and get off the call before the other line answers. And to do that, we'll hit transfer 101, send. Once we hear it ringing, we just hit our transfer button, and it's going to continue ringing over here. So we can go ahead and answer that, place it on mute for the demo. And now we're going to do what's called an attended transfer. This is where we transfer a call, but we speak to the person that we're transferring to before releasing that call. And that's going to look like this. We'll hit transfer 102. This call will answer, and now we get the opportunity to speak to the person that we transferred to before releasing the call. You can see here that this call is still on hold. Once we've informed the caller why we're transferring the call and maybe some background information about the call, we can go ahead, hit the transfer button, and it will be taken over by the caller that we've transferred it to. So let's hit transfer, and you can see that the call continues over here on this line. Now let's discuss transferring calls to a cordless phone and then from a cordless phone back. So let's do transfer 104, blind transfer. That will send the call to the cordless. Go ahead and accept the call and hit mute. To transfer back, we can go to options, come to transfer. We will dial the extension 102 and then transfer. That is a blind transfer from the cordless phone to the desk phone. We'll answer that, place it on mute. Let's transfer this back to the cordless phone so we can see a different way to transfer calls. We accept the call. Now to do a attended transfer. Options, transfer. And this time we hit the send button to do the attended transfer. Once our other party answers, we can then finally hit the transfer button. And now we've learned how to transfer calls to and from cordless to wireless, and then from wireless back to corded. Next, let's talk about initiating a conference call. We might have a need to bring in multiple people on a call, for example. So I'll go ahead and call into the system again. We'll go ahead and answer this call. Mute it for the demonstration. So now we're on a call, and maybe we need to conference in 102. Or any of the extensions for that matter. The way we do that is we simply hit the conference button, dial 102, and then conference again. And that will allow us to have all of the calls on conference. So now we have the customer calling in as well as the two phones on conference. Additionally, we can add more members, perhaps 104. Let's do conference again. We'll accept that call. And now all parties are on the call. So this is how we conference calls. Next, let's discuss listening to voicemails. So in this case, we have a missed call. You can see the missed call notification is red there. We see it here as well. Now for this system, the only phone with a directly connected voicemail is this one, 101. But we have a way of checking the voicemail on other desk phones for the 101. You can see this here is illuminated red for the voicemail monitor icon. So even though this is extension 102, I can still check the voicemails of 101. Also, we will need to clear the missed call notification. We do that by just simply touching it and then hitting return. Over here, we'll need to clear the missed call notification as well. So it's going to first tell us that we have one new message, voicemail message. I can click exit, and then I can click the missed call notification. I can do view, and then back. That clears the missed call, but it still shows me that I have a voicemail notification. Now I can check that here by selecting the voicemail button that's on both phones, but I'm going to go ahead and check it from this phone here to show you that it will clear the icon on this phone as well. So we'll hit voicemail.
You have one new message. Press 1 for new messages. Press 2 to change folders. Press first message.
Hi, this is a test voicemail.
Press 3 for advanced options. Press 5 to repeat the current message. Press 7 to delete this message. Press 8 to forward the message to another user. Or 9 to save this message. Press star for help or pound to exit.
So we're going to go ahead and delete this message.
Message deleted. Press 3 for advanced options. Press 5 to repeat the current message. Press 7 to undelete this message. Press 8 to forward the message to another user. Or 9 to save this message. Press star for help or pound to exit.
And to exit, we'll go ahead and hit pound.
Goodbye.
So now we can see by listening to the voicemail over here, it did clear the notification on this phone. So that is how we listen to voicemails in this system. Additionally, for this phone, since it is the native voicemail carrier, we can just hit the voicemail button here. But since we do have our voicemail options on the touchscreen, those are the ones that I suggest that you use. Now let's discuss some of the cool options that are on these phones. So we have a lot of touchscreen options, and one of them is more. If we expand this, we can see that we have other hot buttons, some that have not been programmed, and some that have been programmed. So you'll see here that we have all of the extensions listed here, and these do a couple of cool things. For example, I can just press 103, and it will dial the 103 phone here. I can accept that call. Go ahead and mute it on both for this demonstration. And then another cool thing I can do with this call, and this is true whether it's an internal call or a call to a client or from a client. I can then take this call and place it on park. Placing it on park lets me know that the call has been placed on park. Additionally, you will see that the 103 cordless line is illuminated red. That's because this call was the call that was placed on park. So we know that 103 is actively on a call. So to answer that call on another phone, we can just hit the park button again, and now the call is over here. Now we can see that 101 and 103 are both on a call. So let's go ahead and place this call on another parking spot, perhaps 403 for example. And then what we can do is maybe we need 104 to pick up that call, right? So The front desk operator could then dial 104 and call 104. 104 would then answer that call. Go ahead and place it on mute for this example. And then we could, now that we're on the phone with 104, we can say, hey, can you answer the call that's on 403 Park? And the person at 104 could just say, great, I'll go ahead and do that. And then that call ends. So we still have this call here on 403 Park. The way that a cordless device answers that is they simply just dial 403, hit send. And now we can see that call has cleared the parking list. And these two devices are on the phone with each other. A way that a cordless phone adds a call to park, since they don't have the hot button options like we see here, is they dial the parent parking lot number. So these numbers are 401, 402, and 403. But the parent parking number is 400. So we just do options. We then select transfer. We dial 400. Hit send.
401.
And then it tells us audibly that that call is going to go to 401. And we hit transfer again to send that. And now you can see that this call is now on 401 Park. Anyone in the facility can then answer it and then terminate that call. So that's a little bit more in-depth in how we do call parking. Now let's talk about the toggle options. So you'll see these options here, red equals open and red equals closed. These are force options that allow you to force your clinic to open when it should normally be closed, or force your clinic to close when it should normally be open. It can also help you in the event that maybe you logged into the admin portal and you made some changes and now your calls aren't routing properly. So what you can do here is, for example, if you need to open earlier or stay open later, you simply press the red equals open button.
The phone system is now set as force open. This rule can be overridden by the toggle force closed. Please make sure that the force closed toggle is set to green to ensure the phones will route as open.
And as you heard there, a message will play when you hit that option, letting you know what you've done and the implications therein. Also, as it said, the forced close option can override that. So for example, if I was to turn them both on, it's going to route as closed. Let's go ahead and turn off the forced open.
The phone system is now set to operate on normal time and holiday rules. Please check to ensure that both toggle routes are set to green to ensure normal functionality.
And then let's look at forced closed.
The phone system is now set as force closed. This rule can override the toggle to force open. Please make sure that you want to close the clinic phones.
And then let's turn it off again.
Disabled.
There we go. Now they're both set to operate as normal time functions. Next, let's discuss SMS messaging. So I've gone ahead and sent an SMS to the main practice number here. And you can see that now both of these phones are blinking and they have a new icon here, the SMS icon. So to check the SMS message, I simply just need to select it. And then I can see here, let's go ahead and move the camera here so that you can see. It says, hey, is my pet ready for pickup? And so we can go ahead and we can delete this message or we can reply to it. Keep in mind that you can use the phone as a notification device then you can log into voice.cloud retriever under your UCP portal and reply to the message there. Since this is a simple yes or no answer, we can go ahead and hit reply. We can type yes, and then lower the keyboard and hit send. And then it sends the message. And then we can go ahead and delete this one. Delete this message, hit OK. And now that has cleared the icon, and that is how we manage texting on a desk phone.